Okay, Spanish 102 students, we're halfway through the semester. Welcome back for another activities recording. This one's over Chapter 7, Part 1. To tell you the truth, in this chapter, a lot of the focus is going to be on the preterite tense, and in particular, treating those preterite irregular verbs like vocabulary, since their stems become so weird. So, if you haven't looked at the grammar recordings yet, definitely look at those before you do this recording, or else even the preguntas personales aren't going to make a lot of sense because they really focus on those preterite irregular verbs. So, assuming that you have looked at that grammar, let's go ahead and have a look at our preguntas personales. Pregunta personal número uno is just vocabulary focused, and it is ¿Qué tiempo hace hoy? ¿Qué tiempo hace hoy? Tiempo can mean time or weather. In this question, it means what's the weather like today? That's just a really weird idiomatic way of saying what's the weather like today in Spanish. You know that hacer is to do or to make. So literally in Spanish, they're saying, what's the weather making today? So, ¿qué tiempo hace hoy? And we answer that using one of the vocabulary phrases that are in our book. So, hace buen tiempo, hace mal tiempo, hace sol, hace frío. At this time of year, it's unlikely that hace calor, but it could be hace fresco, or you could use one of the verbs. But if you use llover to rain or nevar to snow, you have to conjugate them and say it's snowing or it's raining. So those are stem changing. So llover becomes llueve and nevar becomes nieva. So you'll answer that question in one of those ways, whatever the weather's like on the day of the test. Número dos. ¿Qué te gusta hacer cuando hace calor? And you would answer that by saying something like, me gusta nadar. Something logical for the weather. What do you like to do when it's hot? Me gusta nadar. I like to swim. But I can do any type of weather. So, ¿qué te gusta hacer cuando hace frío? Something logical for when it's cold. So, me gusta, I don't know, me gusta mirar películas. I like to watch movies, something indoors. ¿Qué te gusta hacer cuando llueve? What do you like to do when it's raining? Again, maybe something logical indoors. Me gusta leer. Whatever. Número 3. ¿Qué haces para pasarlo bien? This is one of our vocabulary words. What do you do to have a good time? So, use one of our vocabulary words. Para pasarlo bien, hago un picnic. Or you could just say, hago un picnic. You don't have to say para pasarlo bien if you don't want to. Or doy un paseo. Or leo una revista. Any one of our vocabulary words. Okay, now we get into those preterite irregulars. ¿A dónde fuiste anoche? Fuiste is from ir, to go. So where did you go last night? I don't know where you went last night. Make something up. Fui a la biblioteca. I went to the library. Fui a la casa de mis amigas. I went to my girlfriend's house. Fui a una película. I went to a movie. The point is that you conjugated ir in the yo form right. Fui. Número 5. ¿Qué es algo que supiste recientemente? Algo is one of our vocabulary words. Something. What's something? Que supiste. Supiste is from saber, which means to know, but you'll remember from our grammar that saber changes its meaning in the preterite from to know to find out. So what is something you found out recently? Okay? Anything that you think you can say in Spanish. So something along the lines of supe, I found out, yo form preterite tense, supe que tengo un examen en biología. I found out I have a test in biology. Something like that. Número 6. ¿Qué tuviste que hacer este fin de semana pasado? What did you have to do? Okay. Tuve que estudiar. I had to study. Número 7. ¿Dónde estuviste el fin de semana pasado? From estar, to be located. Where were you last weekend? Estuve en mi casa. Estuve en trabajo, wherever you were. Número 8. ¿Qué es la última película que viste? Viste is from ver. So, what's the last movie that you saw? Vi Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched that last night. Whatever. Just as long as you get the ver in the preterite tense properly. Vi. Vi Guardians of the Galaxy. Próximo. ¿Conoces a alguien famoso? Now, alguien is one of our vocabulary words. Someone. So, do you know someone famous? You could say, sí, conozco a alguien famoso, or no, no conozco a nadie famoso, to use those indefinite expressions a little bit. So, those are our preguntas personales. These are tough because they've got all those irregular verbs and those indefinite expressions, and they don't really follow a theme of vocabulary. So, your participation points for this video, write those down, figure out what your answers are going to be, write the answers down, and include those in the participation submission. Let's play some with the vocabulary. Para empezar con vocabulario para el tiempo libre, yo voy a decir una frase y ustedes van a decir si la frase es lógica o ilógica. Probably a good idea to have your books open to the vocabulary page. Número 1. Di un paseo en el parque. Di un paseo en el parque. Now look at that. I've got that conjugated in the preterite tense. Dar un paseo. Past tense, di un paseo. I took a walk in the park. Lógica. So all of these verbs, we're going to practice looking at them in the preterite tense. Número 2. Hice un picnic en la biblioteca. Hice un picnic en la biblioteca. ¿Lógica o ilógica? Hopefully ilógica. We don't have picnics in the library normally. Número 3. Fui a una discoteca para bailar. Fui a una discoteca para bailar. Lógica. It makes sense that I went to a disco to dance. Número 4. Leí una revista durante clase. Leí una revista durante clase. Hopefully, ilógica. Hopefully, it's not logical that I read a magazine during class. Próximo. Nadé en el mar cuando hacía frío. Nadé en el mar cuando hacía frío. Hacía frío looks a little bit weird, but you can guess that that's from hacer frío. Nadé, I swam in the ocean when it was cold. Ilógica. Y finalmente, hace viento. Vuelo un papalote. That should say papalote, sorry. Hace viento, vuelo un papalote. Lógica o ilógica? Lógica. When it's windy, I fly a kite. That's logical. Okay, let's look some more at the preterite irregular verbs. Y otra vez, yo voy a decir una frase y ustedes van a decir si la frase es lógica o ilógica. Número 1. Anduve por el parque anoche. Anduve por el parque anoche. Anduve is from andar, preterite irregular. I walked through the park last night. Lógica. Número 2. Los estudiantes tuvieron un examen la semana pasada. Los estudiantes tuvieron un examen la semana pasada. Lógica o ilógica? Lógica. It's logical that the students had an exam last week. Número 3. Yo estuve en España ayer y hoy estoy en Lexington. Yo estuve en España ayer y hoy estoy en Lexington. I was in Spain yesterday and today I'm in Lexington. Ilógica. I haven't been to Spain recently. Número 4. Tú pusiste tu tarea en tu mochila. Tú pusiste tu tarea en tu mochila. Pusiste is from poner, really weird. You put your homework in your book bag. Lógica. Número 5. No hubo libros en la biblioteca. No hubo libros en la biblioteca. Hubo is from haber. Haber is the same verb that we get I from in the present tense, H-A-Y. So no hay libros en la biblioteca. There are not books in the library. Hubo is the past tense. There weren't books in the library. Ilógica. So I and hubo are past and preterite. There are or there were. Próximo. Yo traje una heladera con bebidas a la playa. Heladera is one of our vocabulary words. It is a cooler. So a cooler with drinks to the beach. Traje is from traer, to bring. So I brought a cooler with drinks to the beach. Lógica. Okay. Now let's get into actually producing the vocabulary. And we'll start out with the phrase, ¿Qué tiempo hace? And these are our little pictures. You can count on seeing these on the test. This is how I will test this vocabulary. So let's look at these. Número 1, the picture with the sun, top left row. Número 1, ¿Qué tiempo hace? Hace sol. Número 2, ¿Qué tiempo hace? Hace frío. That should say frío. I think that just got cut off. That's an F there. Hace frío. Número 3. ¿Qué tiempo hace? Hace calor. Número 4. ¿Qué tiempo hace? Hace buen tiempo. Número 5. ¿Qué tiempo hace? Hace viento. Número 6. ¿Qué tiempo hace? Now in this case we say está nublado. It's cloudy. Está nublado. Bottom row. ¿Qué tiempo hace? We want to say it's raining, from llover. Llueve. Y finalmente, ¿qué tiempo hace? We want to say it's snowing, from nevar. Nieva. Okay, so count on these to be part of your vocabulary section for this test. We also have the pasatiempos, the things you do in your tiempo libre. Notice my question says que pasó, what happened. So we will play with these in the preterite tense. So let's see what's going on here. Let's go through these first of all, just in the infinitive, just to make sure we know them. So, número uno, ¿qué pasa? That is leer una revista in the infinitive. Número dos, dar un paseo in the infinitive. Número tres, volar un papalote in the infinitive. Número cuatro, nadar en el mar in the infinitive. Número cinco, nadar en la piscina in the infinitive. And the last one, leer un periódico. Now, let's look at those in the preterite tense. For the first one there, reading a magazine, let's do yo. Yo and leer, leí una revista. Número dos, nosotros. Nosotros and dar in the preterite, dimos un paseo. Número tres, let's do tú. Tú and volar, volaste. I did it again, un papalote. That must be a spell check. It's supposed to have an A there, papalote. Número cuatro. Let's do ella. Ella and nadar. Now that's just regular. Nadó. Nadó en el mar. And then let's do ellos. Ellos nadaron en la piscina. Now, for this last one with leer again, let's do él. Just to review another irregularity that happens in the third person singular and plural for leer. Remember this? Él and leer, leyó. It should be L-E-I-O with an accent, but we don't like those three vowels together, so the I changes to a Y. Leyó un periódico. Okay, so that is your vocabulary for this chapter. Two pieces of advice. Study the weather and these past time verbs. That's your new vocabulary. You have to know that. But study those irregular preterite verbs as if they're new vocabulary because their stems are just that weird. Okay, I'll see you guys next week.